was doing everything right. he was doing everything right. Served his nation, got out, built a beautiful family, had a great job, and a great smile and a positive attitude. It's like, man, like that's it. That's what you hope for.
America, that man just described his friend who came home from the Marines, got a construction job, and tried to take care of his family. Joseph Manfredi was 27 years old, wife and 2 kids. The men prosecutors say killed him. Both had active federal orders to leave the United States. Florida cooperated with ICE. That is why they're in custody today. The same week, New York's governor was at a press conference. Chicago held one too. Watch what they're talking about.
Border czar Tom Homan says he plans to send more ICE agents here to New York City. Governor Hochul and Mayor Mamdani are now speaking out about those plans.
What is up, guys? Tyson DeLaCruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. On March 4th, 2026, St. Johns County, Florida, a residential construction area outside of Jacksonville called Silverleaf. Joseph Manfredi, 27 years old, a Marine veteran, husband and father of 2 small children. He'd moved close back to home to take care of his mother fighting cancer. He was still at the job site that morning. According to the arrest report, Yvonne Lopez Cobo, a 20-year-old Guatemalan national, got into an argument with Manfredi. The argument escalated. Prosecutors allege Cobo pulled a gun and shot Manfredi. 2 other people were on the site, also got shot. Both brothers fled the scene immediately. Deputies located him on State Road 206 and arrested him. Joseph Manfredi was airlifted. Unfortunately, he didn't survive.
St. Johns County Sheriff's Office making an additional arrest today in connection to a construction site shooting in Silverleaf. 23-year-old Armando Lopez Cobo is charged with accessory after the fact to second-degree murder with a firearm. The shooting happened at a construction site on Crimson Leaf Drive back in March.
Both brothers are charged, not convicted as of yet. Yvonne faces second-degree murder and 2 attempted murder counts. Armando faces accessory charges. They are presumed innocent until a jury decides otherwise. That is the accurate legal version, and I'm going to give that to you straight here. But here's the rest of the accurate version, okay? Both brothers entered the United States, you guys guessed it, illegally in 2016 when they were approximately 9 and 12 years old as unaccompanied minors, children. The system was supposed to process their cases and eventually enforce their removal proceedings. An immigration judge ordered Armando to be removed from the United States in 2018. Obviously, Armando stayed. An immigration judge ordered Yvonne removed from the United States in 2025. 1 year before the shooting, he stayed as well. 2 removal orders, both sitting in the federal system. Neither one was enforced. Because, you guys, this happened in Florida, and because of what Ron DeSantis built in Florida, the ICE detainers on both of those brothers have a real chance of actually sticking. An ICE detainer is a request, and it says when you're done processing the person locally, hold them an extra 48 hours so federal immigration agents can take them into custody. 2 days. That is all that they're asking here. And as we know, in most states with sanctuary policies, laws that limit how much law enforcement can cooperate with ICE, that detainer goes in a file and it expires. The person walks. In Florida, every one of the state's 67 county sheriffs is enrolled in the cooperation agreement that makes detainers systematic and enforceable.
The most important thing that we did was just impose a very clear duty on all state and local law enforcement agencies that you have a responsibility to cooperate, the best of your ability with the Department of Homeland Security on interior enforcement. So highway patrol, you have a guy, trooper pulls someone over, they're here, they're driving drunk, they have no driver's license, they're not here legally. That's an easy thing to then make sure that DHS is able to do that. You have people that are convicted of criminal offenses who are here illegally. They come out of that prison. The only appropriate place at that point is DHS taking them out of this country.
Ron DeSantis built the model. Every county sheriff, you guys, every state trooper, every corrections officer pulling in the same direction. Not optional here, not a local carve out, a legal duty and obligation. That model is why Yvonne and Armando Lopez Corba are sitting in St. Johns County custody with federal immigration detainers on top of state charges, instead of having them disappear into random communities into a different state while the case is being assembled. In New York, under the law Governor Hochul signed, the detainer might sit. In Florida, it don't sit. Corey Schaefer, Manfredi's friend, the man that was shown at the beginning of this video, said he heard sirens from his house and didn't know that it was Joseph until the next day. Before we get into the circuses of New York and Chicago, here's the honest version of the failure, because leaving it out would make it weaker, not necessarily stronger. The breakdown that put Yvonne and Armando here wasn't only local. The immigration court has documented backlogs of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of cases, removal orders existing on paper for people that the government has never physically been able to locate or remove. Armando's order is from 2018, 7 years. I'm also acknowledging that they were children in 2016. The unoccupied minor processing system released them, as it did with tens of thousands of others during that era. What was supposed to follow, the enforcement of resulting in removal orders, never actually caught up with them. That, my friends, doesn't change the charges. It doesn't change what happened on that job site. What it does is it gives you an accurate picture here. The removal order pipeline is broken on multiple levels, and the state level cooperation model is actually one of the only things in the system that actually creates a hard stop before it becomes too late. Florida's model produced one. The states that are actively fighting that model are the actual story. The same week that the St. Johns County case was building towards the ICE detainer lodging, New York Governor Kathy Hochul was holding a press conference. Tom Homan, the Trump administration border enforcement chief, had announced that ICE agents were heading to New York City as the World Cup was beginning. Hochul went in front of cameras and community advocates.
The threats by Tom Homan, which we're hearing, but I want to send a message right back. Not here, not New York, not ever.
The governor vowed not to let ICE cause the kind of chaos that they did in Minneapolis.
We cannot let that happen here. It hurts the economy. It hurts the psyche of a community.
She said, not how we're going to do things in New York. She obviously didn't say the names of criminal illegal aliens that committed crimes in New York City. She didn't mention removal orders. She didn't mention the 20-year-old and 23-year-old who had been told by federal immigration judge to leave the United States, and they didn't. The new law that Hochul cited prevents the NYPD from cooperating with ICE. It bans ICE from making arrests at schools and houses of worship, and it specifically bans ICE agents from wearing masks during their operations. It does not include a carve-out for people with active federal removal orders who already are in local custody. That is the law she went on camera to celebrate, while the family of Joseph Manfredi was planning a funeral in Florida. Chicago, Chirac, you guys, the same week. Different press conference.
This afternoon, immigration advocates from various organizations came together at the corner of 47th and Damon, where they are calling attention to what they describe as a surge in recent ICE activity. They report that at least 36 locals have been taken into ICE custody over the last several weeks, but did not provide details on specific incidents or arrests. Organized by the Illinois Latino Agenda, immigration advocates say community members on the southwest side are hesitant to spend time outdoors this summer.
The families on those streets who are afraid to go outside, that fear apparently is real in Chicago for ICE agents, but not for the massive crime sprees that are happening in Chicago. These are real people. I'm not mocking their fear of ICE, but also, where's the fear for the criminals in Chicago? I'm asking a different question. What created the conditions where Chicago neighborhoods and people are so afraid of both gang networks and the federal operation that finally showed up to address them? The answer here, you guys, is simple. It's a decade of sanctuary policies that let criminal activity cycle back into the streets. undisrupted by any mechanism that could have interrupted it earlier. The ICE operations is actually the response. The fear didn't start when ICE arrived. It started a long time before that. Calling the response the problem and holding press conferences in the street to say that the community is quote unquote scared by enforcement operations. This, my friends, is performance outrage by these blue cities, by these blue city advocates. The cameras are on the agents. The silence is about what the agents are there for. Hochul holds a press conference. Chicago holds a press conference. DeSantis built a program that produced 20,000 operations in under a year. Systematic, cooperative, results documented, and came to the podium to explain exactly how it works. One side produces a body count of results. The other side produces a press conference body count. And here's the part that turns Hochul's press conference from bad optics into documented self-inflicted damage. Her law specifically eliminated the tool that Holman said makes ICE arrests safer for everyone.
She took the efficiencies of the jails away in the 287G agreement, so it's math. One agent can arrest one bad guy in the safety and security of the jail, which is safer for the alien, safer for the agent, and safer for the community. But she decided to kill all that.
Guys, I cannot deliver this more calmly because this is the only way to do it. Because the logic is already doing the work here. Hochul signed a law banning ICE from using local jails and civil immigration enforcement when ICE can work inside the jail where the person is already in custody, already processed, already secure. The arrest is controlled. No one is running. Nobody is jumping out of cars, shooting ICE agents. There's no street confrontation. Bystanders aren't blowing whistles. They're not in the picture. Hochul's law took that option away here. The alternative to jail arrests are obviously street arrests. These are more visible, sometimes, a lot of times more chaotic because you got these people blowing whistles everywhere. The kind of operation that ends up on news footage that looks exactly like what the lamestream media has been pumping on their screens. She made the street arrests happen by eliminating the safer option, then held a press conference to say that the street arrests were the actual problem. Trust me here, you guys. This is not by accident. This is a policy working exactly as it's designed to work, producing exactly the press conference materials that she needs. Meanwhile, in Florida, the model actually works. 2 suspects in active federal removal orders are in state custody with ICE detainers attached. The cooperation is there when it actually matters. Corey Schaefer, Joseph's friend, said that he had a great job. He had a great smile and a positive attitude. He was at the job when it mattered. That man with a 2025 removal order was still in the United States illegally. Florida's cooperation here is why that removal order finally has consequences. New York law is why Hochul City is the next in line to find out what happens when cooperation isn't there. America, Armando Lopez Cobo had a removal order dated 2018. Yavani, his brother, had one dated in 2025. Both were still in Florida in March 2026. Both are now charged with the death of a Marine at a job site. Florida cooperated with ICE. The suspects are in custody. The detainers are lodged and filed. Hochul signed a law to make exactly that kind of cooperation illegal in New York. Chicago holds advocacy press conferences in the street about how scared the community is of agents, not of the system that let removal orders go unenforced for 7 years. Joseph Manfredi was doing everything right. The state that built the sanctuary policies and let those removal orders sit, they're not doing everything right. They're doing press conferences. That, my friends, is the big difference. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.